What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Andy Coach, George Calioris, showing my dynamic effort squats. You can see here that my stance is not as wide as I normally take it. Usually my toes are at the bar. I got my flat shoes on. But I'm trying to bring my stance back in, so I brought it to a place I felt a little strong at while still bringing it in. And that's what you got to do. If you go and change something too fast, you're not going to be effective at the movement anymore. You need to just change it a little bit, inch by inch, like something with your stance or something with your bench grip or your deadlift stance or whatever. You know, snatches, clean jerk, I'm sure it's all the same. The push-up, whatever. If it's too wide or if it's too narrow and you have to change it a little bit at a time. I don't tell anyone that has never deadlifted sumo to just put their toes at the bar and try and pull like that. I tell them just make it a little wider than you normally are. But as you can see here, doing my squats, got the safety squat bar, feeling my butt, got the kettlebell swings going, did warm up with the ropes and a little bit of skaters, felt like garbage on this day. That's probably why I'm getting a little bit stuck in the bottom, but you know, got to do the work anyway. Still trying to put maximal effort into this light weight. The bands are really deloading at the bottom, which is okay, because at the bottom it's still half my 1 rep max and probably 70% at the top. If you do, I try to pause some of these reps, maybe do a pause one and then a rebound one, something like that, just to change it up a little bit, because if you do dynamic effort the same every single time, eventually it's going to get stagnant. So I've been using 185 with the orange bands, so obviously my squats are fine, but I'm just trying to have some fun with it, trying to make it a little more harder wrist, while still trying to be effective. Even though changing the stance is changing the repetition or the movement, I still like to do stuff like pause it every now and then and try and just smash it as fast as I can. So that being said, if you're doing something where you're benching every week, you're squatting every week, or you're deadlifting every week, don't be afraid to do small changes. Moving your feet in an inch is a change. It's a different stimulus to the body. Moving your hands out is a different stimulus to the body. You know, doing different reps is a different stimulus. You don't need fancy, like 100 fancy bars, all these chains and bands to do something different every week. Just go ahead, change it up a little bit, and hopefully you'll get better wrist. Here we go with some concentric good mornings. As I was saying, I was feeling like garbage, so it kind of looks like I'm squatting the weight more up, but really it's my deadlift stance. So I use the safety squat bar with the bands to basically train my deadlift as well. From the top, makes my back strong, and every time I push my butt back like that, I'm taking a deep breath and I'm resetting myself. You don't need to let go of the bar in a deadlift or bring your head out of the squat or the good morning to reset yourself. Just reset, push your hips back, take a breath of air, and go back in. Here you can see I got the goblet squat, Bulgarian split squats. I think I'm going to start doing these more. These will blast your legs, it'll blast your ankles and your erectors because you're holding the weight in front of you. Just make sure that you're not pushing off too hard with the back foot. Try and keep the weight over that front foot. And I did not know I was not locking these out or coming full range of motion on my right leg. And that's kind of why everybody needs a coach. And then just some halos, working again that anterior or anti-extension and anti-rotation movement pattern, trying to get some stability back in my obliques and my hip area. Again, working the lats a little bit. Make sure that you're pushing against the ring or the TRX or whatever you're using and not just pulling your knees, like if you were pulling your knees into your chest. Don't do that. Push against the ring. These are landmine rotations. I really like these. you got to use your hip and your leg to actually move the bar. It's not an upper body movement. It's similar to golfing or to trying to move laterally if you're playing sports or whatever it is normal people do. And the idea here is, like I said, to push the outside leg against the floor in order to use the hips to drive the barbell up. So you can see I did an extra shot here of how to rotate, because if you just keep both your feet flat and not rotate the outside leg, you're gonna end up breaking your spine. So make sure to pivot the outside leg and to push off with the inside leg. If you have any more questions on that, feel free to email me or text me or call me. That is it, guys. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Make sure you like the video and share the video.